Hi, Nasser. Can you please introduce yourself and tell me what you do at NP Photonics?
Yeah, my name is Nasser Pegambarian. Thanks, Lucas, for making this happen. I'm the CEO of NP Photonics. I'm also a professor at the University of Arizona College of Optical Sciences. So at NP Photonics, we build lasers, and these are specific lasers which are called fiber lasers, which means that inside the laser there's a piece of fiber that is generating the light. The wavelengths of that light varies. It goes from 1 micron to 5 micron. For the visible light is 0.5 to 0.7 micron. So these are all invisible to the human eye, but they can be used for a variety of applications. And these applications range from defense and security to all the way to medical lasers that are used in surgery and medical field, all the way to communication and sensing. So therefore, our main product are just different types of lasers for different types of applications.
Thank you very much. So you kind of already answered part of my second question that I was going to ask, and that was what the company does. So you explained this already very nicely. Can you maybe go a little bit more into the specific markets that the products that your products touch, and that your fiber lasers are being used in?
Sure, yeah. Let me just go through the different market segments that we address. Medical lasers are becoming more and more popular. If you want to do a surgery or you want to get rid of buildup in the arteries, they use lasers for that. And the types of lasers that we make them suitable for those kind of applications. Our lasers have a small footprint, they have high powers, and they work in the wavelength range or the color area that would affect and would cause the thing that you want to do, which means you want to do surgery, you want to get rid of stone in the kidney or other things. These are the lasers that are being used. So that's for the applications, one application in the medical field. In the application for communication, we have a specific device which is like a laser, but it's called an amplifier. Like, for example, in your stereo system, you amplify the sound. In this case, we amplify the light. So small light goes in, a lot of light comes out, and that amplifier, the reason our amplifier are being used instead of all the other amplifiers that are in the market is because the length of the fiber that we have is very, very small. So the size of this amplifier is like the size of a pencil, which we call it a pencil amplifier. And the reason we can do that is because the gain, which is the amount of enhancement of the light as it goes through, the gain is very large per centimeter or per unit length. When the gain is very large, it's about 100 times larger than what's available commercially. So we have unique fibers that allow us to do that. Therefore, since the gain is 100 times larger, that means the size of the fiber is much 100 times lower. So the fiber could be a centimeter or 2 centimeters or something like that. And therefore, for those applications, this is one of the devices that is being used. Third area of application is for sensing and security. In this case, we build lasers that are very pure. That means the color is just perfect. In other words, the line, which is the color in this case, correspond to the line width of the laser. The line width of the laser becomes very, very narrow. So the laser becomes pure. So therefore, if you, for the oil and gas application, this would become a very good laser because people can actually send it through pipes and try to see if there are leaks or other type of problems that could exist. And then one last application is what's called the cedar market, which means that for large lasers, the companies who make large lasers, they use our laser, which is pretty small, and put it inside the large laser so that their laser becomes pretty pure. So the quality of the lasing becomes much better in that case. So these are just 4 of the applications that we currently do.
Very nice. Yeah, that's very impressive. Such a multitude of different applications that that your technology can actually help in.
Yes, one other application that I forgot to mention is what's called Lidar,
Oh yeah.
and to look at the wind and other type of things in the airports. They need to have these kind of devices, and our lasers are being used for that. For example, in the Frankfurt airport, this laser has been sitting there for a while, measuring and doing taking data. So these are for higher power lasers and higher pulse energies. So these are the applications. And for medical, for the defense, we're also doing a number of devices there for high power lasers, for you know, things that cause thermal effects and destroy objects.
Understood.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So in Frankfurt, the laser, is that measuring wind fields?
That's
Is
right.
that its job? Okay.
That's right. That's right.
Very, very interesting. Yeah. Now, switching gears a little bit, I'm trying to gauge how Tucson was playing a role in this whole thing. So what brought you and what brought the company NP Photonics to Tucson?
Yeah, I'm a what they call a serial entrepreneur. So I'm a professor, and I have a number of patents. And every once in a while, I get one of those patents and start a company with it. So
Nice.
NP Photonics, I started it back in 1998 as a startup from university. We went out and raised close to $20 million first and another 10, 15 million after that. And basically started a laser company in Tucson because it's at Optics Valley. It's near a number of other other laser companies and other optical companies. So that's how I started in Tucson, because I was already here and I was already doing work at the university. So since then, I've also started a number of other companies, and some companies have been sold, some are still here, still working on it. So we'll see. It's a lot of fun.
That's good. Excellent. So how do you see what NP Photonics does affect the future of humankind, the future of the photonics industry in Tucson, the future of Tucson? You can be as far going as you would like to be.
Yeah, it is. I would go back to the applications that we are serving. And if you look at those, these medical applications, very, very easy to see that how it could change the quality of life in people. If your surgery takes only a few minutes and it's not in the hospital, is outside, and it can be done very quickly and without much of a pain, that's brings the quality of life up. So for those medical applications, that's actually very important. For national security, that's an important area as well. The goal is different there. There you want to inflict pain instead of getting rid of the pain. So for those applications, that's again back to the defense and security of the country. So it would help all of us. And when it comes to other types of applications, again, we serve different kind of communities, but the overall, it changes, it affects the economy of Tucson and the economy of the state. So with the number of other companies that are here making this optics valley, that has already had a lot of impact on this community, on the community of Tucson, and provides very clean and high-paying jobs to the community. So NP Photonics, for example, has had somewhere between at some point at the beginning 10 up to about 70, 80 employees, and we kept it about 30, 40, 45 employees constantly over the years. So that's basically we are contributing to the economy of the city and of the state, and that's the contribution that I think is most important because other people benefit from the existence of the company in the city.
Yeah, very, very good insight. Thank you. So these are pretty much all the questions that I had. Do you have any more comments, or would you like to say anything else that I haven't asked for?
Let me see. The only other thing I would like to say is that our company is vertically integrated, which means that we do everything from the making of the glass to making of the fiber to making the laser to put the electronics around it to manufacture it. All of that is done in the companies, which is important again for the city and the economy. And we also do some contract manufacturing in place that help other companies to deliver products to the market. So again, those are some more of the sort of answering some of the previous questions that you asked, but that's about it.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Nasser. Thanks for the time you took.